Nick District Court for County of Washington, State of Michigan is now in session.
May be seated. This is on Carl's. Yes. Ready? Court does call the case of the people state of Michigan versus Kevin Thomas Carls. On this matter, we have a swear to on added count 6 and 7. Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
State your name, department, and tell me what you know about the matters in 6 and 7.
Detective Howard Schaefer, Washington County Sheriff's Office. This case was originally sworn out with Magistrate Fink by myself on January 11th, 2024. It occurred at 5382 High Ridge Drive, Ypsilanti Township, Washington County. The original complaint was count 1 through 5, count 6 unlawful imprisonment, and count 7 have been added by the prosecutor's office. Subsequent investigation and interview with the victim after the initial complaint was taken revealed some additional information. She indicated that during the assault on the stairway, she was held down by her throat, and the subject in this case, Kevin Thomas Carls, inserted his fingers into her vagina and stated to her, quote, wanted to make sure that there was not another man's cum inside of you, unquote. During the attack, he had a box cutter to her throat. She was subsequently knocked out, and throughout the incident would go in and out of consciousness. She subsequently was taken to the bedroom and placed on the bed. She doesn't know how she got there. She indicated that he told her that he was going to kill her and hang himself. He went so far as tying a sheet to the upstairs bed railing to do this, to hang himself. She indicated that she needed to use the restroom and he wouldn't let her leave the bedroom. So he brought her a trash can, which she used to urinate in. At some point, he laid down on the bed next to her and had stated that he had taken a lot of Xanax. So she was laying there waiting for him to either pass out or die from whatever he had taken. She stated that she was waiting for him to fall asleep. She at some point either fell asleep or lost consciousness again. She's not clear at that. She stated that he would not let her off the bed during the time that they were awake. When she did awake again, he had his arm around her, holding her on the bed. She wanted to leave the bed and go make her escape. However, she was afraid that if she woke him up, he would kill her.
Okay. Based upon that information, the court does find that there's probable cause to believe that the individual alleged in the complaint has committed the offenses as alleged in 6 and 7, and the court will authorize those counts to be added to this case. Right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You got it. They were sworn to and authorized. And then we have officer present. And the court does call, and they don't need the defendant out, the case of the people versus Patrick Bernard Thorns Jr. And good afternoon, Officer Smith.
Afternoon.
How are you?
Good, how you doing?
All right. And I think this is a reauthorization of the complaint in this case. And could you raise your right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
State your name, your department, and tell me what you know about this matter, please.
Officer Smith with the City of Ypsilanti Police Department. On November 3rd, 2023, at approximately 10:13 hours, officers were dispatched to 454 South Huron Street here in the City of Ypsilanti for a domestic assault. I responded to that location and made contact with the victim, Zakaya Graham, and noticed that she had blood on her face and bloody fingernails. While speaking with Graham, she advised that her on-again, off-again boyfriend, Patrick Thorns, saw her at the location in her friend's vehicle. He approached her, started talking to her, began yelling at her about money that she had owed him. Graham stated Thorn then got physical with her, hit her in the face with a closed fist, and continued to yell at her about money that she owed him. Graham then stated that Thorns took her cell phone and a pack of cigarettes, breaking her fingernails in the process and causing them to bleed. I asked Grandma if she wanted any medical attention at the time. She declined. I made contact with Thorns via TX a couple hours later, as he was not on scene any longer. And he advised that he was home and could not have been there during the time of the incident. Thorne advised that Graham and him just recently broke up and she's not taking it well and making a bunch of false police reports. Thorns advised that he had home footage of himself at home during the incident, and I requested that he provide that. Thorns did provide a couple still frames from a home video that show him at his home in, what's the address? I know I have it here. Oh, 1 second, I want to give that address.
That's fine.
3 in Wayne, Michigan. The time frame stamped was between 9:40 and 9:50 in the morning. Dispatch called us at about 10:12, between 10:12 and 10:15 is when the incident occurred. By doing a Google search, I was able to observe that it would take Thorns 20 minutes to get to the location. I again requested that he provide footage of him at home during the time of the incident, and had not gotten any further photos from him regarding that. I later observed surveillance footage from the business where the incident took place, and I observed the white vehicle that Thorns was said to be in pull up next to the silver Malibu that Grams was in. The subject exits the vehicle. The video is very grainy, bad quality, but you can see a subject exit the vehicle and go into the silver Malibu for several seconds, kind of difficult to see. He's bent over the front driver's side, and then get back into the white Escape and leave the area.
Okay, very good. And a lien check indicated that there are previous convictions for domestic violence for this individual.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Based upon that, the court does find that there's probable cause to believe that the individual alleged in the complaint, Mr. Thorns, has committed the offenses, and the court will authorize the complaint. Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
The people waive any potential conflicts between this honorable court and the public defender's office. If any conflict exists, we may make this waiver in avoidance of any doubt.
Mr. Brown, on a Wednesday, you get to do this. Go ahead, sir.
Good afternoon. On Brown, defender. Your Honor, we do not believe any conflicts exist in this honorable court hearing on these matters involving the public defender's office. If conflict were to arise, we would waive that conflict.
The court also does not believe that there is a conflict either under the Michigan court rules or the cases decided there under. To the extent a conflict exists, given the waivers, the court will consent to hear the matters. And Mr. Thorns on this one. Yeah, the first thing procedurally I'm going to do is just court does call the case of People State of Michigan versus Patrick Bernard Thorns, that being case 23F2-1724.
So on behalf of the people.
We're ready in this matter. On Brown,
Patrick Thorns here on behalf of Patrick Thorns, sir.
All right. On this matter, yesterday, Mr. Thorns raised the issue of whether or not the statutory guidelines regarding his preliminary examination timelines regarding the PCC and preliminary examination, that whether the case without a waiver had extended beyond that. I'd indicated at that time that it was my belief that on it was January 11th, when the exam was set for this date, that there was indeed a request by the defense to adjourn and no objection to the setting of the date. Although the CARO or the Register of Actions does not reflect that, out of an abundance of caution, I indicated yesterday that I would look at it, see what I could determine, and then rule on the matter today. I'm still unable to determine that. So in order to protect the defendant's rights, taking what he raised as a motion, the court will grant his motion and dismiss this case. I will then show that case is dismissed. Since Mr. Thorns is here, I will arraign Mr. Thorns on a new complaint, which has been authorized against Mr. Thorns. Mr. Thorns, you are before the court on the charge of domestic violence third. This is alleged to have occurred on November 30th, 2023 at the location of 454 South Huron Street, City of Ypsilanti, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, event against a Zakia Graham. That complaint specifically alleges that on that date and at that location, you did make an assault or an assault and battery upon Zakia Graham, an individual with whom you had a dating relationship contrary to Michigan statutes. You understand that, sir? The complaint further alleges that this would normally be a misdemeanor offense. However, this is charged as a domestic violence third, indicating that you had been previously convicted of domestic violence on or about February 20th, 2008, and also on March 5th, 2008. And I don't have the court location, but did you had previously been convicted of that same offense on those dates? You understand that, sir? That makes this a felony, punishable by up to 5 years incarceration and a $5,000 fine plus court costs. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. First question I have for you, Mr. Graham, is do you wish to be represented by an attorney?
Yes, sir.
This is a public defender case. Mr. Brown.
Thank you, Your Honor. Represent Mr. Thorns.
All right. As to the new complaint, you waive any further formal reading?
Yes, Your Honor, we will waive formal reading of the complaint. My client will enter a plea of not guilty at this time.
All right, defendant pleading not guilty, court will enter that plea. I will then set this matter after setting bond on this case. I would indicate. What's this previous file? 100,000 cash sure.
Yes.
I will set the defendant's bond at the previous amount that was set. I will set it at $100,000 cash surety. I would indicate that you are to report if you are released to community corrections for drug testing. There should be no use or possession of any alcohol, marijuana, or any illegal drugs. You are not to leave the state of Michigan without permission of the court. You are not to possess or purchase a firearm, ammunition, weapon, or anything designed to be a weapon or any other dangerous instrument. You are not to assault, terrorize, frighten, intimidate, threaten, harass, molest, or stalk anyone. You are to have no contact with Zakia Graham, except with civil standby with the police. You are not to leave, or you are not to have or attempt to have any direct or indirect contact with that named individual in person, through others, by electronic communication, including but not limited to phone, email, texting, internet, or social media. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes.
You are not to go to the location of the City of Ypsilanti except with a civil standby with the police. If this is your home address, you must find another place to live or notify the court with the new address within 24 hours, of your release from jail by contacting the court. You are not to violate any criminal law of the state of Michigan or any other state. You understand that, sir?
Yes.
All right.
Your Honor, my client would like to be heard on the issue of bond.
Go ahead.
Now, the bond is set at $100,000 cash assured. It's based mainly on allegations of an assault. The first thing we like to point out is my client maintains his innocence in these matters. Second, the prior convictions used to put this to the felony are from 2008. That is 16 years prior to this. We're asking that the bond be set at a more reasonable amount. My client will obey all orders of the court to have no contact. He will return to all future court dates.
Anything from the people?
Yes, Your Honor, the only thing I would like to highlight is that at the time of this offense, he was on felony probation for a controlled substance as well as a felony weapons conviction. At this time, we don't think any modification of the bond is appropriate. In fact, I would like to add, if he is able to be released, we would be requesting a GPS tether hot zone for Ms. Grant's address.
Your Honor, may I state that on the record, the prosecution had ample enough opportunity to get in contact with this witness. I'm sure that they've gotten in contact with this witness and this victim. There's no intention on this witness or victim coming. Like I said, I don't know what else to do. I don't know how this is going. My attorney is sitting here telling me something about an argument. This is the only thing that is holding me up. If you notice, I didn't have any prior violations. While on probation, it's been 8 months and I'm not successful. I've never been successful on probation. I'm sure that they did get in contact with the victim. They were going to bring a police officer in here and try to state what we would call on the basis of truthfulness and trustworthiness, Your Honor. I just brought up the fact that my due process was violated, and in violating this due process, they were still waiting for a victim or a witness who never showed, Your Honor.
All right. I'm gonna defendant's bond is on the previous case in the amount of $100,000 cash surety with the conditions that I have. I will set this matter for PCC.
That's the next one.
That's the next one.
Yes.
Set probable cause for February. Well, why don't we do both?
12.
dates? Let's do both dates. I got to set a PCC, so he was at PE, so it's got to be set before me. So we are in 21 days, so we don't have the same issue. So the 20th.
Yes.
I'll give you 2 dates. Probable cause conference will be set February 8th, 2024, 9 a.m. I will also at this time set a preliminary examination for February 20th, 2024 at 9 a.m. in person. That is before me.
Thank you.
Thank you.